folks. This morning's shave's Yulay Jared. Show you what it looks like on the inside. It's a pretty soft soap. Push your finger in without any problems. And the scent of Jared is it's a cologne scent, pretty much like it shows here. If you're unfamiliar with Monica's Jared is she made this soap for her son. He's no longer with us. I'm not real sure what all the story is behind Jared, but I know that he died, and she made this soap for him. I've got it whipped up here. I've got it a little on the wet side. It's all over the brush here. This is a vintage Ever Ready brush. This knot is the knot that was in it when I got it. If it's been replaced, I couldn't tell you one way or the other. I know that, as far as I know, this is the original knot, so it's still pretty vintage. I've got it whipped up here in the distinctive goat wooden bowl here, walnut. And try to remember to put a link down below if you're interested in looking at some of those wooden bowls. One of them, glasses trying to fog up on me. I know one of his bowls is made out of some sinker wood, which is pretty cool. I've had my eye on one of those for quite a while. I just haven't quite pulled the trigger on getting one of those made out of sinker wood. Alum block complete with rubber band. Got the Humphrey's Witch Hazel Lilac scented, and I'm going to follow up with the matching aftershave also. Shaver of the day. This is the way I have this set up is not the way it was designed. With this Antiga shavette, it's pretty nice. I like the way this is made. It's got the nice wood down here. It's got a clamp it's not quite like the swing clamp. In other words, there's not a rivet or anything in there to hold it in place. This portion right here does split apart, but it only splits, I guess you might say, this way. It doesn't twist. So it opens up just a little bit where you can put your blade in there. It will take, it was designed to take the DE blade snapped in half. I have been able to use a mini hair shaper blade, and what's in there right now is the Feather Artist Club Super, and you can tell it runs full, maybe you can, it runs full length right there. Just one of those things I've experimented with through my, I guess you would say, my time shaving with shavettes. See if I can make any adjustments to the way it was designed using different blades. And you can use the Artist Club, it's getting kind of small here. You can use a Feather Artist Club blade or the mini hair shaper blade. What it is those two posts that are in there. When you put the blade in there, it's going to come up and it's going to meet the post. And that's all the further you put it in there. And you just have to be real careful about how you do it. It's not, once you're used to this kind of shavette, it's not real difficult to use this kind of blade, inserting it. Matter of fact, in my opinion, it's pretty easy. You just have to be real careful about what you're doing. So in other words, when you're putting it in, make sure the posts are up like this and not down like this. In other words, which way you're holding the shavette. Just depend also on what kind of blade you like to use. The advantage of doing something like this is if you go from a single edge, say like the Razor Rock Hawk. It takes Feather Artist Club blades, and let's say you shaved with it yesterday, and today you're wanting to use a shavette like this one. You can still use that same blade. If you're not done with it, move it from one shaver to the next, and still be able to use that blade and continue on using the blade even in a different shaver. I like the idea of myself. Like I say, it's just something to tinker around with if it works for you. a number of the shavettes are designed in such a way that it is possible to use the DE blade that's snapped in half, as well as, or pre-cut, as well as a mini hair shaver blade. But not all of them are designed in such a way where you can use the Feather Artist Club blade also. Yep, my pre-shave is getting pretty small. I'm kind of surprised I was able to hang on to it. I think maybe the next day or two I may have to switch, because I'm not too sure how much longer I can hang on to that little chunk of pre-shave. As you can tell, this is pretty wet. I usually do whip up my soap a little on the moist or wet side. This is the second video in a series of a total of 15 of some of my favorite shave gear. This brush, even though the knot is not very big, I really enjoy how it whips up. Not 100% sure, but my best guess is that the knot is as a bore knot. That's one of the reasons why I like the brush also, but it's not a very big knot. And for a knot that's not very big, it seems to have no problem whipping up big lather when you want it to. I could continue on working with that lather and make it real big. I've done it in the past with this brush. It does a great job whipping up the lather. Alright, we're going to go ahead and get started here. Over here on the side, I've got a damp towel that I'll be wiping the shaving cream off with, and then in front of me I have a dry one. I been looking, I mentioned this before, and maybe some of you have experience and you can comment on it, is I think it's called a Kai, I can't remember, anyhow it's the mild one. Been looking at trying one of those, ordering a pack of those, as well as I saw the Titans, and I don't remember seeing anybody trying a Titan. I think that's what it was called. I guess you might say venturing out a little bit. On my blade selection, I know a number of folks have tried them and they seem to enjoy them. I just haven't ever tried them. The Feather Artist Club Super works pretty well for me. You get pretty good shaves with that blade. I've tried the Professional, and doesn't seem to be quite as smooth as Super, if you can believe that. My beard's kind of a tough beard. I think that's one of the reasons why I kind of stayed away from the Kai Mild. Wasn't too sure if I'd be able to hold up to this kind of beard or not. But I'll never know if I don't ever try it. And then I have my other issue. It's a mental thing. Sometimes I don't mind buying a sample pack of blades, but the idea of if I buy one blade and I like it, now I got to go back and buy the whole, the whole pack. And I have to wait, and sometimes I'm not real patient about waiting. This, I have a link below for this shavette, and the link that I put down below is the Modern Man, and it's a UK website. Yeah, right through there I have to be kind of careful, because this is where my skin is creased right there on my neck, and every once in a while if I don't get the right angle, it'll catch it and I'll end up with a nick there. That's the Modern Man. That's I think probably the cheapest I've been able to find it there. That's the original price I think I paid for mine gosh, probably well over a year ago. There's another version of this where the scales are black and the shank and whatnot is gold. So that one there is a bit more expensive, and I don't have one of those. In other words, I don't believe it's going to shave any better or any different than the one I got right now, but it does look a lot different. Looks pretty cool. It kind of goes along with, if you haven't, I'll put a link down below. I'll put his link down below for Trevor, talking about razor acquisition disorder. It's kind of funny. Kind of fall along the same lines with me. In other words, getting the black scales and the gold, the black and gold, it's the same shaver, it's just different colors and whatnot. It's not going to be any different. It's just though the colors look cool and kind of like enjoy having a variety in color. The Focus Slim aluminum, that's one that I have looked at. I have a green one. I got the green one because my favorite color is red, and I didn't want to have everything in red. Thought I'd have a little bit of more of a variety, so I got the green one, but I still want a red one. It's still the same shaver. Don't really need another one, but I want another one just because of the color. Stuff like that makes this hobby pretty interesting. This is really good soap. Like I said, the scent is cologne. If you like cologne scents and you want to try something from Yulay and haven't tried it yet, this would be one. The scent is not so in your face. It's present, it's there, but like I say, it's just not in your face. And sometimes, some days I like it like that. It's kind of like me sometimes, you know, I'm there, I'm quiet, but you know I'm there. This is a really good shaver. My experience has been with this shaver, with an artist club in there, that the shaves go a lot smoother. Just a better shave all the way around for me. And it might be more of a mental thing for me, but I do enjoy the idea. The fact that the blade runs full length, like a straight razor would, being able to utilize the full length, and I'm not having part of my shaver there removing my shaving cream, but not actually taking any hair off. I have figured out that 5 shavettes, it's not enough room for every one of them that I like, so I may show some that are what I would consider a tie in between them, because I have, in other words, I have 2 shavettes that are kind of sort of in the same category, and I really like both of them. They're great for those days. What I mean by that is I have the 2 shavers. I have one's a Vanta and one's a Focus. Excuse me. And both of these shavers cover the toe and the heel of the blade. Shavette with training wheels, if you will. kind of help hold down on any possible nicks or cuts you might get with them. Not saying that you can't, it's just that with the toe and the heel of the blade covered up, it just makes it easier for somebody starting out, or maybe it's that day you wake up and you need to get a shave in, but maybe you're not 100%. Like this morning I woke up with a headache. I do mean a headache. The weather around here has been kind of wacky. I guess you might say this is the season for some the dangerous weather around here, in that it's not always very predictable. Sometimes, you know, the weather they've been able to predict it well out in advance, and in other cases not so much, because they know that storms are going to pop up. They just don't know when and where until last minute when they start popping up. And yesterday was a lot like that, because I went outside, was checking the radar, because I got my windows down in the car. So I'm checking the weather, because I knew there was a chance of rain. But you know, you look at the sky, you know, one moment, and nothing going on, and then wait about an hour, and then you look outside, and oh my gosh, radar's still not really showing anything that it's raining, but you can tell by looking at the clouds that it looks like something's brewing. And so I could tell, usually for me, is that my head will start to hurt. I get a headache, get that sinus pressure built up, and I can usually tell that the weather's changing. And throughout the night, I could tell that the weather was making its move, because my head was splitting. So by the time I was able to, in other words, dull the pain is still there, just dull the pain, I got up a little bit late this morning. For me, in my opinion, my experience with Yulay soap, it is one of those soaps that is going to leave your face pretty well moisturized, soft, smooth. All of her soaps I've tried have been like that. I haven't looked in a while, because I still have some in a mug, shaving mug, Old Spice. I don't know if she still offers, she used to have some hard puck soap, which she hasn't always offered. And that hard puck soap, it was, how can you say, as soon as I put it on my face, I could tell the moisturizing properties. As a matter of fact, you could just about see it when you're whipping it up, on how it whipped up. It was a very unusual soap for me. I really like Monica's soap. She's got a variety. Like I say, you can try it out, different price ranges, as well as the fact the base of the soap is different. Humphreys. If you keep up with her enough, she's on Facebook also, and follow along with her, and from time to time she'll have her soaps on sale. I get a lot of my stuff on sale, especially when I'm trying something I'm unsure of. I prefer to I just prefer to buy it on sale if I'm trying something I'm unsure of. And Hercules Aquarius, a while back, she had it on sale, and tried it out, and it's a really nice soap. I probably should, I'll incorporate one of those later on. 15 shaves, in other words, I should be able to incorporate one of them in there. But when you start looking at the grand scheme of things, 15 is even, it's very limiting. I have artisans as well as different soaps from the same artisan that I really enjoy that soap, and it makes it kind of tough to squeeze in a top 15 even. Not the easiest thing to do, to include them all in there. Like I said, the shavettes are pretty tough, because there's some really nice shavettes out there. And I can understand wanting several of them, because they're all, even though some of them will give you a very good shave, but on the other hand, they're very different also. on how it feels. This is a really nice scent. The tomorrow shave, I haven't quite decided which shavette I want to shave with, because I know I've got the Focus Slim Owl, IBC Irving Barber Company. Like I said, I've already got the Focus and the Vanta that I'm trying to figure out when to squeeze in, as well as one of my favorites is a Parker SRX. Another one of my favorites is a Classic Samurai. It's an inexpensive shaver. It's one of the very first ones I bought. When I ordered the Parker SRB, I ordered the Classic Samurai, and both of those shavers I really like them. Depending on what your price range is, you know, the Classic Samurai is cheaper. Get really good shaves out of those. Some of them just depends also if you're just trying them out, where you want to be in your price point. But just really nice shavers, especially for the price point, just great. At any rate, I could go on and on. Really enjoy my shavers. I had a really good shave today. I hope everybody's doing well. Definitely stay safe, and smooth shaves to you.